What's happening, everybody? It's a bull market. These are bull market shades. That's my boy Steve Straza. I'm Sean McLaughlin. Welcome to the Flow Show. Straza, how was your weekend? You just had an epic weekend, didn't you?
It was a great weekend for me. And we had a great week last week also. Good to see you, as
Yeah, we
always.
got to hang out in sunny California. That's why I got these shades.
Well, we were just talking. Shout out Stocktoberfest, Howard Lindsay, Stocktwits, and friends. Great shades.
Great
Great
shades.
shade. Yeah.
Great shades.
And what
Hey,
like yeah, go ahead.
listen, I just got back from Seattle. So after I saw you in Coronado, I went up to Seattle. Go Bills. Um, Not sunny there. So glad. So I'm glad I have a reason to wear shades again. But you know what, Straza? We've been talking a lot about how when we travel, we go places. There's bull market parties. There's bull market action going on,
Yeah.
and you and I definitely agree. This is a bull market, but I need to clear the air.
Yeah.
I heard you assholes talking shit about me on the morning show yesterday. I was watching. I was watching. You guys were talking shit about me putting on some bearish trades last week, and I need to clear the air because you weren't there, Straza. I need to clear the air about what that's all about.
It's worse than you think. I've been ignoring you.
I know. I know. I feel it. I've been feeling it. So here's the deal. For those of you guys who don't know what's going on here, Straza takes issue with the fact that in the analyst meeting last week that he was not in,
Yep.
I told everybody that I was getting short M&T Bank, his favorite bank. He banks there. What a
It's
loser. But anyway, um,
that is my squad. That's my home team.
okay, fine.
I love
I
bank.
shorted M&T Bank, but what he did not hear in the analyst meeting is that I too am incredibly bullish. However,
I was
I
on a
told the
plane,
analyst team, I said,
Sean.
I am deliberately picking this bank, this particular bank, because I want one of the best performers that is doing absolutely great, that all the bulls are geeked up about. And I'm bullish on this chart too. But I want to take the other side of a trade like this just in case shit gets weird with the election. That's it, Straza. That's the reason. Because if shit gets weird, a stock like this is one of the stocks that's going to, the whole narrative is going to change and it's going to roll over. Do I think that's going to happen? No, but I want to be prepared in case it is because I have a portfolio full of bullish positions. I need some diversification. Okay?
Uh, we're pretty full bull right now. Can I just ask a question? Because I have to be honest. I don't even know how you did it. Like, how did you do it? If you're selling puts in something like M&T Bank into an event like next week's election, I think that's absolutely crazy. But I'm sure knowing you, Sean is always very careful. And I wouldn't even say conservative, just mindful of how you craft your option strategies. So I'm sure you didn't just go crazy naked or
No, no,
something.
no. I bought puts. Clean and simple.
All right.
Clean
I
and
don't,
simple.
I still kind of hate it. You're going to lose that money.
Hey, I hope I'm wrong, Straza. If I'm wrong, that means all of my 90% of my other positions are winning. This is a hedge, nothing
Okay,
else. I
okay.
agree with you. This is a bullish setup.
So this is something that you do often. You would buy index puts, but all right, I'm trying to put myself in your
This
crazy
will give
mind.
me more juice. This will give me more juice than an index put.
Done. All right,
That's
cool.
exactly it.
Fine,
I
fine,
think
fine.
this is a great
I
chart.
get it.
This is a great setup. I like to buy these setups all the time. You know this. You know this about me. I'm just putting this trade on in case the narrative changes, right? If Harris wins and the banks get killed, you know,
Sean,
I'm 20x in my investment on this if I get this right. But I
you
don't expect to win. I don't expect to win.
you've won me over because the banks have been range bound most of this year, 2 quarters now, right? Just chopping here, consolidating, building energy, and they're waiting for the election. A lot is riding on the election for this group of stocks, and I
Right.
think you're either going to get a big move out of this box, up and to the right, or like you said, Sean, a shocker. These stocks could be down 10, 15, 20%.
Well, I actually think there's two risks, Strasa. You hit on the one is if there's a shocker, if there's a result that the America wasn't expecting, or at least the polls wasn't expecting, and
They could
Harris
sell the
wins,
news too.
that
Yeah.
could be perceived as bearish for regional banks and they get killed. But the other thing also, Strasa, is classic sell the news,
Yeah.
right? Buy the rumor, sell the news. I mean, this might have just been a big run up into Trump getting elected. And then once he's elected, it's like, all right, let's get out of these things.
Gun to my head, I don't think so, but always a risk for sure. All right, you've won me over. I'm not as mad as I was. But I was on a
See?
plane. I always just feel like trapped up in the sky and like you guys are making decisions without me. So I don't
See,
know.
you just didn't have the right context. And I was a
Right.
little perturbed that I wasn't there to defend myself yesterday when you guys were dragging me through the mud. I knew exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing.
We know. That's why we love you. Can we talk about what matters today, Sean?
Yes.
Look at my
Yes.
screen. Look at this. This is what's happening. We've been waiting for it. We've been watching. The whole world has been watching this range. Been going on all year. This is March back here. Okay. All year straight sideways. This is the highest beta asset in the history of financial markets. Dead money, 3 quarters. Sean, you know what time of year is the best year or best time of year for risk assets? Stocks, definitely. We had Jeff Hirsch on Twitter Spaces today. Everybody should go listen because he is the right person to listen to in late October. He has all the right things to say every year. Think back to Q4 of last year. Think back to Q4 of 2022. I remember it well. Beautiful bottom, great rally. Santa Claus has brought us really nice things these past 2 years. I think it happens again. And this is the best juice to do that. Bitcoin's breaking out. I know you hate the miners, but I think that's the only place to go right now.
I'm with you. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, and I'm feeling pretty good about
Look at this.
allocating a larger allocation of my crypto portfolio to Bitcoin this summer. So I'm feeling pretty good about it right now.
So, just for context, right? This is the range everyone's talking about. It began back in early March, right? It was straight sideways. This is just so textbook. You could draw this in a number of different ways, right? But we're going. That's the point.
Yeah.
When you zoom out even more, though, Sean, again, this is Bitcoin. I'm not talking about Pfizer or Pepsi or Coca-Cola or Verizon stock. This is Bitcoin. When it goes, it really goes. Big run up off of the pandemic lows, like a lot of things, coming off depressed levels. But then we've done nothing for 3, 4 years now. This base is breaking out just now. 70 gets you easily 100. 100 probably gets you 200. Who knows where we go from here? Let's look for a levered vehicle. MicroStrategy is pretty much already left the gates. It led, like it kicked this thing off a couple weeks back.
Yep. Yep.
It was a great leading indicator, actually. But how about a catch-up trade? This used to be like the Bitcoin miner. Whenever, if you talked about Bitcoin miners 3, 4 years ago, last cycle, you were talking about Mara. It's been one of the worst ones lately. I think there is so much catching up to do here. If I zoom out to the prior cycle, textbook trend reversal into something that looked like a top, and we've seen these patterns over and over and over again this year. None of them have been tops. Look at it now, taking out its short-term VWAP. I think it's go time. Above 19, long Mara. Look at when you zoom in. Looks even better.
No, this is interesting to me, and you mentioned it at the top there about how I don't like these stocks, and it's
They
it's
hurt you.
just that's my humanness coming through because I've just been burned on these so many times. Not burned, I mean I've positioned long and they have reversed on me every single time. And I like this Straza, and I would be willing to go in again. I'd be willing to go full Kenny here. I know Kenny got involved in PayPal doing a similar trade that he says I lose every time I do this trade, but I'm doing it anyway.
Bull
Uh,
Kenny. Yeah.
I'm going to go full Kenny with you on Mara. I like it. I want exposure here too, man. So, I mean, if this is the best vehicle in your mind, then I'm with you. Let's do it.
So, like, their closest competitor would be this, Sean. This is a huge catch-up theme that we're trying to play on here. And these kinds of trades either work or they don't. In other words, either they were a laggard and they should have been, and they continue to be a big laggard, right? And the trades don't work, or there's a big catch-up move. And they're just playing. Here's Riot Platforms. Straight higher from 6 to almost 50% from the September lows. Mara's trading in the same place. Typically we overlay these charts and talk about how similar they look. So,
You want to know something crazy?
yeah,
I'm looking at the Mara options right now. You know what, Gene? Why don't you pull my screen up? Let's do this. I don't, we try not to share my screen because it's ugly, but let's show it anyway because you need to see the options chain. I'm looking at June options in Mara right now.
Mhm.
And Straza, notice at the bottom of my screen, the highest strike listed options they offer is the June 35 strikes. And that is a 37 delta. I can't even buy a 25 delta call in these things. That is crazy. So this trade's not a secret.
Hold on. but also the statistics would support that kind of options pricing. So if I just pull up the 1 day rate of change, basically what Sean is saying is this stock has to make a tremendous move for these calls to pay. Just a couple days ago, we were up, I don't know, 10% on the day. We've had a couple 10% days just this summer. We had an 18% day back in July. We had another 18% day back in May. We had a 22% day back in February. We had a 24% day just before that. We had a 30% day in August of last year. When this stock moves, it really moves. This kind of trade is not for the faint of heart, but this stock has moved more than 30% in a day. It would take more than a hand to count.
All right, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Normally when I'm buying straight calls, I like to buy the 25 Delta call, generally speaking. But we've got two problems. We A, don't have a strike that has a 25 Delta, and B, we have I believe we have earnings on the horizon here, which is putting a little.
Sean, they don't matter.
Yeah, I know, but it's putting a little juice in the premium is where I was going with this. I don't care about the earnings. I'm not worried about it, but it's putting a little juice in the premiums there.
The price
So,
of Bitcoin will move this stock, not their earnings.
right. I'm
It's
with
like
you.
a mining business. Like you can predict the earnings. It just all depends on what they could sell, what they're mining for.
No, I hear you. So here's what I'm thinking. There's a lot of juice at those 35 strikes in June. I mean, we could sell them for 270 right now, or 265. And
I like
meanwhile, the at the money calls, the one strike out of the money calls are only not only, but they're five combined for 575. So we could do
Yeah.
a call spread here, Straza. Buy the 20s, sell the 35s. It'll cost us about $3 right now. And if we get one of those monster moves and this thing blows through 35 on the way to 100 or whatever, hopefully it doesn't go all
Yeah.
the way to 100 without us. But I mean, the full value of this spread is going to be $15. I paid three for it. That's a 5 to 1,
Hold on.
5x.
I like it. I think there's something I like more. For the
Oh,
absolute crazies, why not a risk reversal? This look at this level. This is polarity 101. Stop. Look, rounding bottom reversal, it's into, just a dead sideways range. But this is former resistance, turning into support. We're flipping it higher. I don't know, keep it tight around 1850. Can't you craft a risk reversal with a tight stop?
okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. The 15 strike in June is currently offering about 310 in the puts. So we could sell the 310s. So would you think that you'd still want to buy like the at the money call, the 20 strike and sell the 15 puts and it'll cost us about $2, 250?
No, I would live a little. I would go a little bit further out, 25.
Well, if we want to like do it like the classic version, the way I like to do risk reversals is I like to have the put fully pay for a call. So if
Yeah,
I'm selling the 15 put and getting, let's just keep the math simple. Say I'm selling it for $3. I could probably get a little bit more, but let's say $3. That allows me to buy the 33 strike calls.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that works. That's the upper bounds of this range.
So your belief, and I'm looking at your chart, and I think this chart supports it, but the belief that we have to put this trade on because we believe that it's going to blow through the 30s on its way to 70.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Okay. Where's our stop? I'm thinking uh I'm thinking 16 is our stop.
All right, you could keep it even tighter. So if you zoom in, I would use the pivot high from August 1850.
Ooh, you want to go that tight?
There's no reason for it.
It's 50
It,
cents away.
yeah, great. Super tight. No, but think about it. Because in that environment, Sean, Bitcoin fails and falls back into its range. Right? We'll put on new trades once it's ready.
All right. Uh I'll meet you halfway. I'll say 17. 17's my stop. But you do you. You do you.
Yeah, listen, I'm so long Mara right now. So for sure.
All right. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going full Kenny. And actually I'm going full Kenny and I'm raising him by
Mhm.
selling naked puts. So I like this stress. I can't believe you're talking me into I really can't believe you're talking me into this, but I'm gonna sell the 15 puts in June and buy the the 33 calls so that I could do it for a small credit. So basically, I have a free ride if this thing goes higher. This
I
thing goes
love
higher, we're in it for free.
I think that's so good. I have a risk reversal on Coinbase right now, full disclosure. It's the same kind of bet, but we need this Bitcoin range breakout to be valid. I think these trades work if that's the case, period.
And here's another piece that actually makes me feel a little bit better about this, strangely. But I could sell the 15 puts now for about $3, call it 310.
Mhm.
If the puts were to sell, if the stock were to sell off and go down to 17, which is the stop loss level I'm going to use, it's likely the puts might at that point trade around $5 because that's what the at the money. Oh, wait, yeah, the at the money puts right now are trading at like five, let's get say 550.
And you're
So
saying for
if
what?
this thing went down, if the 15
That's not
puts
that
went down to
bad.
17,
Yeah.
actually these puts would probably only be trading for 4, so it'd only be down like $1. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's not bad at all. I was down 150% on my puts last week.
All right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this trade is not for the faint of heart.
No.
And I'm going against my past results here and taking a trade in a stock that has fooled me once, fooled me twice, fooled me 3 times. Shame on me. But, one of these times it's got to work, right?
We are betting that this chart right here, Gene, show it. We're betting that this is finally a real breakout.
This is it. This is it. This is the party. This is the holiday season that we're all back to the table talking Bitcoin, right?
High risk, high reward. That's how it works.
High risk, high reward with a tight stop to manage our risk.
Like
That's
that.
that's the way you got to do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our trade. See, that's how the sausage is made. That's what the flow show is about. Straza and I putting our heads together. By the way, I hate to bring this back up. I'm glad we were able to clear the air. Straza, next time you hear bad rumors about me, come talk to me directly.
Stop shorting
We'll
banks
hash it out.
elections. What is wrong with you?
I'm not insane. I'm not insane. I'm very tactfully taking bearish bets to balance the obnoxious bullish risk I have on the books right now. All right.
Okay. I'm
All
okay
right.
with it. Sold me.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week on the Flow Show. Until then, we'll see you on the morning show tomorrow morning. See ya.
Bye, everybody.